class, my name is Katie Davidson, and today we will be discussing not-for-profit accounting. I chose this topic not because I work for a nonprofit, but because I volunteer for several, and I've never really put much thought into the books and accounting practices behind nonprofits. So today we're going to learn together. Does not-for-profit accounting matter? It matters because let's say you want to give money to a nonprofit. Would you want to spend your time and resources on an organization that managed its monies in folly? Would you even want to donate to your church if you knew that they didn't handle their donations with care? I know I wouldn't. So let's understand a little bit better to know what to look for. Today, we will go over what is a not-for-profit organization. We'll go over how do not-for-profit organizations' financials differ from those from for-profits. How are they similar? We'll also take a look at some St. Jude financial statements. What is a not-for-profit organization? Well, a not-for-profit organization exists to serve and meet a need for society. So they are not trying to generate more and more revenue for an owner or for a stockholder. Instead, they are trying to get more and more resources to donate and put back into their mission to help and better society. Does that mean that not-for-profits are not interested in generating revenue? Absolutely not. Not-for-profits want and need to increase their revenue year over year to enhance the services that they provide to the community. Now we will go over a few differences between not-for-profits and for-profit finances. Not-for-profit organizations, if approved by the IRS, are not subjected to income taxes. However, for-profit organizations must pay income taxes. Do you guys remember the equation that drives income statements? Assets minus liabilities equals stockholder equity. However, because a not-for-profit does not have owners and it doesn't have stockholders, a not-for-profit equation is assets minus liabilities equal net assets. So these net assets are instead put back into the organization to enhance services. Finally, profit for a for-profit organization is generated by sales investments, return on investments, etc. And profit is generated by nonprofits from donors, grants, fundraisings, events, etc. There are financial differences as well. So for financial statements, for-profits have a balance sheet and income statement and a statement of cash flows. A not-for-profit organization will have a financial statement of position that's the same as the balance sheet, a statement of activities that looks a lot like an income statement, and they will also have a statement of cash flows as well. We will see an example of each of these in the St. Jude's financials. Take a look at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital's financial statements. Here we have the combined statement of financial position, and this would be your equivalent of a balance sheet. So what I want to point out here is unrestricted investments versus restricted investments. These unrestricted investments are donations that donors have said, St. Jude, you can do whatever you want with this money. However, restricted investments, this means that the donor has put some sort of lock or restriction around the investments. St. Jude might have to reach a certain goal or maybe put the money towards a specific initiative, but they do not have free reign over this money. Let's scroll down to the combined statements of activities. This will look a lot like the income statement. What I wanted to point out here is instead of stockholders' equity at the bottom, it is change in net assets. And because nonprofits do not have owners, all the money left over from the assets minus liabilities goes into this change in net assets that goes back into serving their initiative. And finally, let's scroll down and look at the statement of cash flows, which is very similar to what we know and love. I hope you guys learned a little bit from looking at these financial statements. I know I have. I wanted to take a second to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a little bit about not-for-profit accounting, how to use it, and how to evaluate their financial statements. Thank you so much and have a wonderful summer. Bye, class.